I'm doing some work for, there we go. Good deal. I've been doing some work for a gentleman who's actually a business coach himself, but he deals with businesses that have to do uh, $300 million or more in retail.
Oh, dang. There you go.
Yes. So, yeah. So it's like, okay, that's not a small guy, small businesses that he deals with.
Yeah. See if he'll come in and do a 5 minute talk.
Okay.
Um,
I'll talk to him.
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
go back tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day there, so I'll talk to him and see what he would say. So,
famous
I've been picking his
Jocelyn is
brain.
here. She's being shy again.
Oh no, I'm not being shy. It's just my daughter's not sleeping yet, so I don't want her interrupting.
Okay. Why don't we start with introductions? Who wants to start?
Okay, since I'm already off mute, I'll start. Again, my name is Jocelyn. For the most part, I try to make it for most of the lives. I think I missed last week. I had work, so
And I sent
unfortunately I
you the
couldn't make it.
recording.
Yes, I had work, so I'm doing a lot of 2 to 11 shifts. So sometimes I'm not gonna. So yeah, so I wasn't able to make that live, but hi everybody. Uh,
Hello.
Mhm.
Challenges. What's your biggest challenge or concern?
Biggest challenges right now, still just in the lot, trying to research which business would be like I guess lucrative to start. That's like my just still in the research phase, still just yeah, that's my only challenge right now. Just getting kind of deciding which business to start. No, it's
Okay.
okay.
What about fears?
Uh, Again, my fear still is the same, just like failing. I don't know if I mentioned to this group, but I did start a business before. It was more of like an internet business with an Amazon product, trying to do Amazon FBA, and I failed miserably. So it's just maybe failure is my biggest fear as of right now. Wait.
Okay. I posted a video this morning about Amazon actually. When you get a
What?
chance, have a look at it
Oh,
On TikTok or YouTube, or is that?
on TikTok. Whenever I say I posted something, I'm always referring to TikTok. Oops. Okay. Anything else you would like to say, Jocelyn? Did I mute everybody?
Nope. Well, I'm still here.
Okay. All right, we'll come back to Jocelyn. Who else would like to go next?
I'll go real quick. My name's Nick in Southern Oregon. Current occupations, door-to-door canvasser slash telemarketer. Pretty early into the, um, beginning the business. I've been working on my blueprint a little bit for the last couple weeks, making some progress with that. Um, Biggest challenge right now is just posting consistently on TikTok. I've been kind of procrastinating on that, but I have a couple good ideas of different, you know, things I want to or directions I want to take with that. And then biggest fear, still don't really have too many at this point. I'm still pretty, new, so it's not really like getting real yet, but I will let you guys know as soon as I get one. So,
Yeah. You're like me at 17 years old. I
yeah.
thought I was fearless. Not I was indestructible and nothing would hurt me.
Yeah.
And sorry, I have to keep watching to make sure that I'm letting people in. I wish there was an automatic way to let
Yeah.
people in, but I
Yes.
have to keep watching. And by the way, speaking of ideas, I've got 6 books. I don't know if you can see me. 6 books that I write ideas, video ideas. When I run dry, I look through my notes and I just post. So I'm a firm believer that we cannot be in a position where you need to be creative. You need to be what's the word that I'm looking for? You need to be motivated to do a video,
Mhm.
Who was the famous writer who starts at 5 a.m. every morning? It doesn't matter if he feels motivated or creative or whatever. He starts at 5, starts writing, and he finishes when he's supposed to finish. But it's a job, right? So a truck driver doesn't say, I don't feel like driving a truck,
Yes.
right? Or a carpenter doesn't say, I don't feel motivated, I don't feel creative to install baseboard or crown molding. No, it doesn't matter if it's raining. Look at it as a job, and get into the habit of posting every day, or put it on your calendar that you're going to create a video at this time. 11 a.m. every morning, you create a video. 12 noon, you create a video, right? Put it on the calendar. And when you come up with ideas, when you're watching videos and stuff, write it down. So you always have 100 ideas to post. Create at least 10 different, I'm going to call them income streams, but it should be 10 different streams for different audiences. Such as, I just had dinner with my younger brother. He loves Dallas Cowboys. So if I was instructing him to do a TikTok channel, he would definitely be talking about Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Or anything. I don't care if it's pickleball. Him and I play pickleball quite often. So 10 different topics, and create categories, create a spreadsheet. If you don't like to write down like in books like I do, then use spreadsheets. Does that help, Nick?
Oh yeah, no, it helps a lot. And also the sheet today, I was working on that, and like with the discipline and the time management, it really got me thinking about how to overcome that challenge and fix it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
And
does help a lot.
and I'm not saying that I'm perfect at this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not, but when I tell myself, this is when I'm going to post, and I just look at my book, it doesn't matter if I'm feeling creative or not. It doesn't matter if I'm feeling in the mood or not. It doesn't matter, Jocelyn. Are you listening to me? It doesn't
Yes, I'm
matter.
listening, Leo.
Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
I
Okay.
get it. No,
It's
that's
how
true.
it's how you can make other people feel, which in turn will make you feel good. Helping other people is one of the greatest joys in life. Okay.
I agree.
Okay. So let's discipline is on the list. So who else? Arturo, do you want to go next?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Just a quick introduction, fears and biggest concerns today.
My name's Arturo. Biggest fears, concerns. Today I guess would be
You run a painting business.
yes. Today I had actually I sponsored this corporate meeting for a property management company. And I think one of the biggest fears was just maybe talking to these people or presenting in front of these people and feeling like I wasn't like maybe they didn't want to use my services even though maybe it feels like I'm putting myself in their space. For some reason I just feel like maybe it's like a self-doubt that they don't really want to use me. I'm kind of just forcing my way somehow. Even though I ultimately with a level head, I think I know that it's not that. I'm just simply, showing up and I guess making them aware of who I am and what I do. But I guess a fear would be like no one really cares or wants to use our services. It's just kind of just to fill in space.
Do you know what the imposter syndrome is? Could it be part of that?
Perhaps I've heard of it.
Okay. Okay, so you're sponsoring this meeting.
Mhm.
Does that mean you're paying to present in this meeting?
No, so I mean, I ordered a catering for lunch because it was kind of an all day meeting, for the regional property managers. So I got the catering, and then they asked me if I wanted to like say anything or do anything. I said, sure, I'll talk for a couple minutes just to, just as a, you know, as a, for me buying them lunch.
Okay.
Letting me
How
talk
long
for-
did you speak for and what was the topic?
I spoke for about 10 minutes. While they were eating, after the food was brought in, um, the meeting was about budgets. So I figured I'd make the topic, keep it on topic, talk about how they can save money, how we leverage, you know, our paint accounts, by whenever we do projects for them. We leverage our discounts from the paint store to save them money, and how maintenance and just routine painting interior and exterior can overall reduce like long-term extensive overhauls and things related to money.
Okay. Comments on that. Let's help him out. Comments on that topic. Would you have chosen that topic or would you have chosen something else? Envision yourself running a painting business, a commercial painting business. You're in front of property managers. What would you talk about? Anyone?
Kind of what we talked about before with like how the colors make people feel just to attract more people as
Yeah.
opposed to a competitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
How-
like, yeah,
mo-
maybe like provide information on what the competition's doing. Like, hey, this would be even better if we did it like this. You know, people would feel better or whatever.
How it can help you create more income by using color or using ambiance in the office space or townhouse space or whatever space. How to use color to make your tenants feel better, happier tenants pay more rent, something like that. I would have used something positive, because when you talk about pricing, you're kind of opening the door to say, hey, we are here only because of price. And I'm not sure that's the message I would want to leave them with. We are here because we improve your rent, your income. We are here because we build ambiance. We are here because we make your tenants look good, which ultimately makes you look good. Right? I would something like that. Or I would talk about how we can use wallpaper to improve ambiance, just like 5- and 6-star hotel rooms do, to create quality of life and create ambiance. Or here's 3 different strategies how we can help you increase your rents and have tenants glad to pay the additional rents. Something like that.
Yep. And if you can keep a tenant more calm, hopefully they won't destroy the place as well. Trust me, if you can have someone come into a place that feels like home or welcoming versus something that's just nothing but white walls, yeah, I would just say, hey, a whole bunch of things that you can do with paint,
Yeah.
and go that route. And so that way they could see. I know it was maybe a budgeting talk, but I wouldn't worry about the budgeting or anything like that. Just tell them how you would have been able to maybe benefit them on that, and the benefits of having a nice paint job and what that can do for you. The ease of cleanup after a tenant moves out, because you have a fresh paint, so the markings just come right off of it, and so forth.
Yeah.
So, or the different types of paint that are out there. Hey, you got someone that's got kids come in. Well, now we have scuff resistant paints or whatever, explain that kind of stuff to them. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why this group exists, Arturo or everyone else, is when you have a presentation or something to do like that, you present your challenge to this group, then they present ideas, then you make a decision which way you want to go. But the whole idea of being in a group like this is so you're not alone, right? Most business owners believe, they have to do everything by themselves and they have to do everything by trial and error. You don't. That's why Facebook groups exist. That's why this group exists. we are here to help you. Okay? Never feel that you're alone. Anyone else like to say something or introduce themselves?
I just have a question for Arturo, because I know I was kind of, my direction that I was going towards is a painting business, Leo. So I'm wondering, Arturo, do you utilize social media?
I currently use LinkedIn,
Or
Um,
LinkedIn?
just because that's where a lot of professionals are, like property managers, the kind of people usually.
Okay, because I was wondering, I know Leo spoke a lot about making your presence felt on social media, and that's where I'm having that challenge. So I just wanted to kind of connect with you and see how you're navigating that. But if you're using LinkedIn.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking to connect with someone else on that subject, I suggest you talk to Nick. Nick has,
Okay.
Nick has produced quite a few different videos.
Okay.
So, and a few other people who are not here tonight have as well. So, and trust me, they're not perfect.
Okay.
They're not perfect. Okay.
I understand.
And actually, I posted a video a couple days ago that I was hoping to be true. What was it? It was about what's his name now? Who bought TikTok?
Well, no one bought TikTok. They're making
Was
making
it
them sell it.
Elon buys
Binance.
ABC? Is it that one?
Yeah, exactly. Elon Musk buys ABC. And
Gotcha.
I tried to confirm it online, and in my haste, I wanted it to be true so bad, but my research kind of showed other conspiracy theories, and it wasn't what I was looking for.
Gotcha.
So I just landed on other people hoping there was true, but it was false. So
Yeah.
I put the video private, and I'm
Hmm.
thinking, okay, why did I do that? Right now, I'm only posting positive stuff that shows no mistakes. And I said,
Mhm.
no, I put it public again, and I put some comments saying, hey, I make mistakes too. Right. So
Gotcha.
even the mistake I could have taken offline, I didn't,
Mhm.
because I want to be authentic. I want to show people, hey, everybody makes mistakes, right? And we
Yeah.
try to learn from our mistakes. But I would still love it for Elon Musk to see that video and make it true. Okay. So I think we get inside our head so much that no, I when I post videos, I don't have a script. Well, when I post a top 10, yeah, then I have a list. But aside from the top 10 worst businesses or the best businesses or best business quality of life or whatever it is, I have a list. So I stay on track. But most of the time, and don't forget that on TikTok, you can say a sentence, press stop. Okay, what should I say next? Then say the next sentence, press stop. You can keep starting and stopping so you don't have to edit, right? So you can start and stop the video 20 times. And if you don't know what to say next, stop it. Then say the next sentence, stop it again, restart and stop. Okay. No editing required. Okay.
Yep.
It is really easy. And the reason why I keep harping on that is because influence is new currency. Last week, we talked about the candy operation that's doing $3 million. He posts one video every 2 weeks, because if he posts more than one video every 2 weeks, he gets too many sales. Production can't keep up. He gets negative reviews, and and he would love to post more videos. In fact, he started a marketing company so he could post more videos. Okay. He's doing $3 million. He's 22 years old. Okay. So there's really nothing stopping us from using these tools. These tools are free, right? Let's use them. Let's make an ass out of ourselves, Jocelyn. Okay.
Okay.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And we've had this
Nah,
conversation
I think
4 or
it's
5
just a little
times.
bit easier when you're some sort of like a subject matter expert. Like when you have nothing, like I'm thinking about, I know you said to record your everyday life. And sometimes you're just thinking people aren't interested in that. Like, what am I gonna talk about? How am I gonna,
Being a mom.
Yeah,
sorry?
yeah. Why didn't I think of that?
You talk about being a mom
Oh,
hacks, talk about that forever. People love that.
Ah,
I know. I guess I don't know. You are right, Leo. Sometimes I do overthink it. 'Cause I'm like I'm
I was
thinking.
I beat you
I
to
was
it.
I'm listening right now to Gary Vee's new book, Day Trading, and he talks about it in his book, and I'm only a couple hours into the audio version. But he said, you don't know what something's gonna hit on
That's true.
one person that if you're marketing to a whole bunch of people. If you're marketing to, let's say, a 35-year-old female in LA, you're going to market completely different to a 35-year-old female in Tennessee.
Oh, got it. Got it.
Okay.
So you just put the
So
video out there and it will grab somebody's attention.
it could grab someone's attention because what he said, it's the TikTok of evasion of social media now. They have an algorithm that will put what's interest to you in front of you now, instead of you trying to present something that may be trying to find it if you're the user. So they're making it user. They're already finding the videos that, hey, I follow this. So they're presenting me with videos on those type of subjects.
Right. The For
And
You
all the
page.
platforms are starting to do the
A
same.
lot of the work done for you. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm surprised. I mean, the For You page is incredible. Really is
Yes.
incredible. And yet I don't understand why YouTube and Instagram and everybody else hasn't caught on. Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's so obvious what makes TikTok such a valuable leverage tool, and yet other companies don't copy. I don't get it.
What do you mean? Because they tried to with the reels and the shorts and all that stuff. So what do
Yeah,
you
but they
think
don't present. They
in the
don't
same way?
Yeah, the For You page, if you look at my videos, if you look at the data on my videos, the one that has 9 million views, like 99% of that audience came from the For You page, right? It's incredible. So without the For You page, without them pushing my content out to people who might like it, I would be stuck at 1,000 views, right? So, and you never
Algorithm's just
know.
better.
You never know. Do you think I knew that, creating the top 10 worst businesses would hit 9 million views? No, I'm just posting content. Look at all the crap that didn't get any views on my platform, right? The ones that got hits, they're probably less than 1%. So you just got to put it out there, and what starts resonating? Okay, I'm going to start focusing more on this, right? That's all it is. Unfortunately, it's kind of trial and error, but you don't have to do trial and error, because I can tell you what is working for me, and what works for me will probably work for you as well. Okay, so if you want to talk about this, because I'm really trying to encourage you guys to push out at least one video a day. If you can promise one video a day, starting your business or launching a business just got a couple of years closer. Trust me. Okay, trust me on that. And the other thing that I'm thinking of doing is, on other groups, we start with a joke, because I truly believe that communication is a huge part of running a business. If you can't communicate your ideas and motivate people based on your ideas, you're going to struggle to move that business or get people to sign contracts. Okay, so communication, public speaking, and presenting ideas and empowering people and motivating people is a huge part of communication. And communication builds trust, and communication builds a following. Okay, and the best way to start is with a joke, right? It's light and airy, and it gets you to practice timing and pauses and emphasis, right? So what do you guys think? Should we implement that strategy after introductions? We have 2 or 3 jokes.
Just for the sake of like getting out of the comfort zone, for me at least, yes, that'd be good.
Okay, anyone else second that motion?
Do we all have to have a joke? Because sometimes, my wife just looks at mine and it's just like, no, please don't.
Well, see, there are jokes we tell when there's women in the audience, and jokes when we tell that are only men in the audience.
Well,
Right, so-
I'm not a dad, but she's
Oh, I
like,
don't
you come
think
up with
that's
some of these
fair.
dad jokes, and it's just like, yeah. I was like, yes, well, hey.
I think dad jokes are funny personally. So
Well, so do I, but she just looks at me and is just like, oh my gosh, where did you come up with that at? So,
And if you don't have a joke, just search on the internet.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so is everybody one on board? I'm not going to force anyone to tell a joke. I'm going to ask for volunteers, and I would like to have at least 2 or 3 jokes. And trust me, it's going to help you. If you could
Okay.
join Toastmasters International, if you have an opportunity to do that, please do that. Okay, or start your own group. Mastermind networking group where you meet face to face and talk about whatever mom stuff or whatever you want to talk about. But speaking and communicating and presenting ideas and listening to other people's point of view, because I truly believe the world is so divided today because we only talk to people who believe what we believe, right? It's time for us to talk to people who believe the opposite of what we believe. Then share ideas, debate those ideas, then say, okay, switch. Now you argue the other side of that equation, whether it's abortion, religion, politics, whatever you want. The only people who can switch topics are people who are well-researched and well-read, right? And who can put themselves in the other person's shoes. If you can't do that, then you're only regurgitating what you keep hearing. There's no foundation under your argument. Okay. So I would like to present, we do quick introductions, we do a joke, then we get into the topics. Okay. Then I would like to have at least 1 or 2 people presenting their homework or where they are in their assignments. Okay. Any questions about that? Any comments, concerns? Okay. What I want to do is I'm going to share the screen and I want to talk about the skills and asset inventory. I want to make sure everybody understands. Okay, everybody can see my screen? Okay, so what we're doing here is the skills and assets are on the left-hand side vertically, and you post a score that you believe is accurate from 0 to 10. Okay, that's better. From 0 to 10. Is it obvious, what 0 means and what 10 means? Do I need to say? I think that's pretty obvious. Leadership, why is leadership the first item on the list? Because I believe leadership is one of the greatest assets you can have for running a business. Okay. Visionary skills. Okay. So what I would like you to do is on your own time, and when you land on this page, make sure you save it so you don't ruin anybody else's work. And I just put some examples so you know what to do. And at the end, it calculates it. And we need to add, I don't like to put too many items here because it leads you in a certain direction. But add your own items here that you feel is relevant to the business that you want to start. Okay. And a lot of times when I put too much information here, now you're going down my road, not your road. So I'm always concerned about that. But if I don't give you enough information, then I have, people have a hard time starting. Okay. So leadership is crucial. Visionary skills, and you need to be able to convince people of what your vision is, and why you have that vision, and what the story is behind that vision. And when people see your vision, they will move their families to a different city for that vision. Okay? Motivational skills, discipline, right? When you're on time, you're actually late. That applies to this meeting as well. Time management skills, right? Because if you say this is going to take an hour to do this, then it should take 45 minutes to do it with no distractions. And who believes in multitasking? Anybody believe in multitasking? Studies have shown that multitasking is wasting your time because we deal with one brain. It's not like Windows where you can have multiple windows open on your computer and it can be running 10 different functions. Our brain doesn't work like that. We have a 2,000-year-old lizard brain that focuses on one thing at a time. Okay, so when you keep switching back and forth between topics, you're wasting your day. Okay, so time management. So set a time aside, and generally your most productive time is in the morning. Okay. Communication skills. Can you articulate your ideas? Can you, speak in elevator pitch form? If you say you have, 30 seconds to give me your elevator pitch, can you do it? So we need to start communicating in those ways. Short, concise sentences. Okay. Public speaking skills, right? I think those are crucials. Networking skills, your trusted circle, your net worth is your net worth, right? So it's who you know that can elevate your business. And total followers. If you have 100,000 followers, give yourself 10 points. If you have 90,000 followers, give yourself 9 points. 80,000 followers, 8 points, and so on. Okay, so that's pretty clear, I think. Project management skills. Okay. Technically, this should be for your people, but at the beginning, you are your own project manager. So until you have a project manager, you are the project manager. Can you instill confidence in others? And of course, punctuality. Any questions on this? No? So
Nope.
from 0 to 10, it will calculate your score and reasons why you gave yourself that score. And the third category is strategies for improving my score. Okay. So the first category, how can you improve? Let's say you gave yourself a 5. How can you improve your leadership score? Anyone?
You can read books, training. Those are the first two that come to my mind.
Yeah. Books
Eat
are,
quick and easy ones.
yeah, books are crucial because those are people who lived those case studies. Okay, so that's the third sheet. Hopefully you guys are still working on the 10 different businesses, 12 different businesses, and of course the continuous learning library. If there are any books that you feel should be in this category, let me know and we'll add them. Let me know why. And actually going back to there's one here that I feel should be here. Implementation of knowledge, right? Lots of people read books. Lots of people go to university. Lots of people do a lot of things to learn, then they do nothing with the information. So implementation of the information is crucial, or else what's the point of learning if you're not going to implement and use, right? If you're going to read a book, first ask yourself, why am I going to read this book? What am I going to do with this information? If you can't find a good reason to use that information, don't waste your time reading the book. Okay? Have a reason or a way for you to use that information. And you'd be surprised how many people read books and do nothing with the information, which is pretty freaking sad. Or go to university for 4 or 5 years and do
Ugh.
nothing with the information. Okay. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is right now, you guys are creating the business blueprint, you're creating, and we should be talking about 2 or 3 different subjects on each of these meetings, because we should be talking about policy and procedure manuals, training manuals, systems to attract, motivate, and keep talented employees, and the other 33 tools. We're not doing that yet because we haven't really embraced the first 3 assignments. And I'm concerned if I give you too much stuff to concentrate on, we're going to get into analysis paralysis. You guys are going to quit, just like 4 other people have quit already. And they've accomplished nothing. I didn't help them. If they quit, I didn't help them at all. Right? So there's always, a fine balance between me trying to keep you engaged, give you just enough information to get you motivated, to get you to do your work, because I cannot do your work for you. Okay. In terms of, policy and procedure manuals and the other stuff, yeah, I can give you a template once you get involved, but still you should not use the templates. Okay. Because what happens for the past 40 years, we've been creating policy and procedure manuals and training manuals and safety manuals. We print these things out, create all these binders, 20 or 50 binders. We give them out, we put them on the shelf. We go back 2 years later, they're full of dust. Nobody's ever cracked them. Okay. Sometimes we put notes inside. If you're reading this note, please throw this note in the garbage so I know you've read this book. The notes are still there. Okay. Nobody ever reads them because they're not part of them. And generally what happens is they ask the office manager to create a policy and procedure manual, right? And so she does that. She wastes 2 or 3 months or invests 2 or 3 months to create a policy and procedure manual. And because the right motivation was not there, the employees see this, oh, here's another way for management to control us, and they do not crack it. They don't understand it. That's why they need to be part of it. They need to be part of designing and building it. And that's why I need you guys to be involved in it. So it's your document. It's, and when you have a team, they're the ones building it on your behalf and you're supervising. Because if they create goals, if you give them goals, you're going to say, well, I don't need to produce these are your goals. But if they give you the goals they're going to produce, now they are empowered to produce those goals because it's their goals. It's not yours. It's their goals they presented to you. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, that actually helps a lot because I was working on like the daily reporting stuff and I was like trying to like think of things that would be, good metrics to like evaluate people's performance on, and that seems like it'd be way better because like, them providing it and then just making sure that they're doing what they said they were going to do.
Okay. Speaking of KPIs, what's the best KPI to measure?
I don't know, workplace happiness. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's, but how can you measure happiness though?
I don't know.
Because we are emotional creatures. I would love to measure that. And we do surveys, right? But people are depressed one day, happy the next. Their emotions are up and down, especially women. You are listening. Thank you. I wanted to make sure you were listening.
We're emotional creatures. For the most part, it's for the better.
Yes.
Men need to be men, women need to be women. So
Lovely emotional creatures. I agree.
Yep. The world needs us,
Yep.
regardless of the fact. So
I agree.
I'm not offended. We are needed.
I'll have to try harder then. When we do a forensic analysis of a business, we do a survey and we actually measure productivity, morale, and so on. And people rate it as a percentage. And you'd be surprised what they would tell a stranger that they wouldn't tell their own boss or people within the company. So it's important to get an outsider's perspective. So I guess the question that I'm trying to ask is, can you guys handle more work, or should I allow you to digest the work that I put in front of you already? Brian, were you
I
gonna
think our
say?
silence is speaking that,
No.
you know, we're about where we are maybe right now. I know with me just being so busy with my other business, with my current business until I can find employees, me just working through the I mean, I'm trying to look at all of them and yet listen to audiobooks instead of, but yet for me to understand it, I have to listen 2-3 times to get it in there. So, that's just my learning curve that I have to deal with, and I deal with it. So, I know what it is. 5 o'clock morning walks really help that out now. So,
Well, I never split the difference by Chris Voss. I've listened to that at least 11 times already.
mhm.
And I keep getting new information on each of the chapters, or deeper information on each of the ideas. So
I can
So the-
handle more workload probably. Also, what was the KPI? What was the number one KPI? Did we talk? Did I go over my head, or what was that?
profit.
Profit.
And that's going back to, the office manager
Daily
create
profit.
profit contribution per employee, even the janitor, right? And the reason why most policy and procedure manuals created by the office manager go unread is because they don't really focus on the important parts, like profit contribution from each employee. That's not there, right? And that should be the first item description on every job. Every job should start, your job description is whatever it takes to contribute to additional profit for this company, so you have a job next month, so you can pay your mortgage next month. That's what every job title should look like, or first line item, right? You do whatever you need to do in order to make sure this company is successful, so you can be successful, right? Why
Okay.
do we need to go deeper than that? Right? Because
Yeah.
when I go into these companies and I say, okay, we need to start a marketing department, we need to start a sales department, and people saying, well, we're going to produce content. Now I need everyone, every employee, including employees' wives, daughters, and cousins, to create comments on those videos to make the video go viral, right? And most of the time they say, well, that's not part of my description. Well, that and creates a problem, right?
Mhm.
But if they had that line item, then it's your job to make this company more profitable, right? It's all our jobs to make this company more profitable. And once they understand that and they see the benefit, and we initiate a profit sharing plan, okay, now we don't have a problem, because now we're benefiting from the work that everyone is doing, right? So profit sharing plan. And by the way, can you implement a profit sharing plan to a company that's losing money?
No.
No.
No? Does everybody agree with that statement?
Sorry, Leo, can you repeat the question?
If I run a company that's losing $1 million a year, can I implement a profit sharing plan?
I don't think, wouldn't,
There you
they're
go.
already losing money. Wouldn't that dig more into the pockets of the company?
Arturo, what's your answer?
There we go.
I think you could
Okay,
just
how?
to
How?
I think, for example, if you can examine where the losses are coming from, and I guess maybe you can use it as a motivator for your employees to maybe work to not just say work harder, but maybe work together to see what can change. Maybe you could turn that around and see how you can once you identify and implement and fix the issues, then they could start seeing the profits and reap those benefits.
Yeah. The answer is yes, absolutely. The fastest way to turn the company around from losing $1 million to make $1 million profit is by using your team, right? Because what generally happens is the management tries to turn a company around. No, you've got 50 people on your staff. You've got janitors, you've got truck drivers, you've got, delivery drivers, you've got HVAC technicians. Use everyone to turn the company around. When you have 50 employees, 50 brains is better than 5, right? So the fastest way to turn a company from a losing proposition into a profitable proposition is by using profit sharing.
Can you go in a little bit more detail how that would work specifically? Like
Sure.
what conversation would look like?
Sure. You would say, okay, right now, and by the way, management should always share financials with people. Because when you don't, you breed mistrust. When you put the financials up on the board, here's our financials for last year, the year before, year before, year before. If you look at 2019, we made $5 million. Last year we lost $1 million because of this, whatever, right?
Yeah,
Because of COVID or whatever.
I heard that in Jack Welch's book. He was talking about that so that you don't have resentful employees when they leave, and it's less of an awkward conversation if you have to let them go because they already know where they stand and where the company stands. So yeah.
Yeah, and where they stand in their job, right? It's frustrating when employees don't know where they stand, right? It's very uncomfortable for them. But if you say, hey, I think you could have done better on that report last week because this, and this, right? Okay, they know where they stand. Even though it's negative, they still know where they stand, which is positive, right? So going back to the conversation you want to have with the employees, you'll say, hey, we lost. I mean, technically, if you're the CEO of that company, you should see the losses coming before they come. But let's say you were just hired today. We lost $1 million last year. Here's the plan going forward. Okay. I need everyone's help. We need everyone's help to turn this into a profitable operation. When we get to $1 million profit, this is where the profit sharing plan comes into play. Okay. Each department gets a percentage. The percentage is going to be divided based on, productivity scores and so on. Okay. So you outline this system and now people know where they stand. Okay.
Okay,
And-
so it's sorry.
Go ahead.
So I thought at the beginning of the conversation it was more like, can you implement that idea with no profit? And to me, that was kind of rhetorical. But I understand now it's more of a motivation to get people to save the company from a sinking ship, and that when they'll actually get a lot of benefit of the profit based off their productivity when it's better. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like it a lot.
And you could even state, okay, the employees that are currently here will get 1.2%. New employees will only get 0.5 point. Okay, because you're helping us through this awkward phase, you are being contributed for that, or benefiting because of that. But
Love it.
trust me, it's a hell of a lot easier to have 50 people pushing a train than 5 people trying to push a train and the other people pushing the train back. Okay, because a lot of times employees are working against management. And this is where the visionary skills come in. When you can empower these people to see your vision and see how everyone's lives is going to be benefited by having profit sharing plan and having a 4-day work week or whatever you're going to use. Now everybody's pushing the train in one direction, right? And it's a hell of a lot faster to use 50 people to get to $1 million profit than 5 people doing it. Okay. So motivating these people, and even the program that we have, never eat lunch alone, because some people, when you have a company-wide meeting, most people will hear you, but some people won't. And those people, I mean, those are the people you take to lunch first, but you take everyone to lunch. We have a never eat lunch alone program where each day you take a new employee to lunch. Then you get inside their head. Okay. Everyone was smiling when I said profit sharing plan. You weren't. What am I missing? Why didn't it resonate with you? Right now, you're paying particular attention to that employee. Oh, it has nothing to do with that. My dad just died, or whatever is happening. Now you know that you care about his family, and you offer, hey, how can I help? Right. And when you elevate each one, oh, I didn't know the president really cared about me. He took me to lunch. He didn't have to do that. I must really matter to this company. All of a sudden, his attitude changes, right? We had an employee at heating and air conditioning company. I was in the meeting with one of the partners, and there was a huge commotion, and yelling and screaming and crying and stuff. And the boardroom was at the back of the unit, and I recorded a video about this. So there was huge commotion and yelling. So of course, I ended the meeting and I ran down to the front office and said, what's going on? But he just punched a hole in the drywall. We have to call the police, and and he's out. And of course, with all that emotion and all that, I wanted to call the police myself, right? But one of the partners, he was calm, cool, and collected. And I said, how can you be so calm? And what happened was, this employee punched a hole in the drywall just behind a pregnant lady. A young pregnant lady. And she was in tears. All the women in the office were in tears. And I'm thinking, what the hell happened? I thought we were being robbed or something, right? So make a long story short, the reason why he was upset was that this was the second time a special order was not placed. So the purchasing manager, when the supplier's out of stock, he had a second supplier to order that furnace from, and he didn't. And that was his second time. And this is the most productive employee. And because he's compensated piecework, he was going to lose a couple of $1,000s that day and was not happy, right? So he punched a hole in the drywall. So yeah. So the first instincts are not necessarily the instincts once you do a bit of research, okay? So, and this is where knowing your employees, knowing their personal circumstances, knowing that they have a drinking problem, knowing that they have an abusive wife or husband or whatever the story is, knowing the inside story, when he doesn't show up the next day and he's half an hour late and he doesn't call, you say, okay, no big deal. I understand you have a personal life. I understand you have issues. You don't get on your high horse and say, you're fired. You're half an hour late. You're fired, right? That's not helping them. It's not helping you. If they understand, if you sit them down and say, hey, how can I help you? You don't yell at them for being late half an hour. How can I help you? Obviously, you have something going on. You're a bright, intelligent, ambitious person. Something's going on. It's got nothing to do with you being late. What's going on? Okay. And when they, holy crap, they care, right? Then it's a different conversation. That's where leadership and emotional intelligence come into being, right? And when they see you don't react, you don't flip out, then you're creating a relationship. Okay. We're gonna end it here. Any quick questions before we adjourn?
Yeah,
And
I
who's
do.
volunteering to tell the jokes next week?
I have a quick question real quick. So I'm reading, one of Jack Welch's books, Winning. Hear a lot
Great
of
book,
a lot of
yep.
yeah, a lot of things that you say I recognize when I listen to that book. He talks about differentiation, but he seems to use it in a different context in terms of like employee performance. And so when you say branding and differentiation, I'm assuming it's referring to differing yourself from the competition. Is that okay? I just want to
Yep.
make that clear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he says like there's 20% are top performers, 70% are middle, and there's 10% at the bottom that are not good.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. Any other questions, comments? So I'm gonna put Jocelyn
tell a
down as
joke.
the joke teller. She'll be the first one. Nick will be the second. Who's gonna be the third? Arturo, thank you for volunteering.
Yeah.
No, if you want to tell a joke, that's fine. Okay, no other quick questions. We're gonna end it. I updated the previous week's videos. Please do the homework. You have my calendar link if you have any questions, if you want 5 minutes, 10 minutes of my time so we can make sure you're going in the right direction. I'm here to help you, so use me, abuse me, all right? Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out, guys. Next
Take
week.
care.
Thank you, Leo. Bye, everybody.
Bye.